be joined by Rob Shutte, the head men's golf coach at Rutgers University, who's joining us from Puerto Rico, where his team currently playing in a tournament. Rob, always appreciate the time, but let's go back to the beginning. What did you see in Chris Gotterup when you first started recruiting him?
Well, I saw a kid from New Jersey who, Jersey tough, he wanted to have the best players stay at home, and he was a guy that was in New Jersey from Monmouth County, and, he hit the ball a long way. That was pretty obvious from day one, right? Hit the ball a very long way, and always had a very good pair of hands, but he was a big piece of clay, and you knew he needed to be molded, so you knew that there was some potential. But, it was just an endeavor. We went down the path together and saw how it worked out, and so certainly it worked out pretty good, right?
Yeah, it certainly did. Beside the talent you saw, that raw ability, why did you think he'd be a good fit for your program?
He was an athlete. I like to think that I'm an athlete, come from somewhat of an athletic family. So I felt like, him, I could talk the same language as him. Him and I could call it like it was. I mean, certainly before he came to Rutgers, he kind of quit in the tournament, the State Open Championship, and I stopped my tractor. I was mowing the lawn and called him out for it, and was able to call a ball, and a strike, and said, "You'll never survive here at Rutgers. You're never going to survive with me. I'm all in on you." And I could just see a scorecard: double, bogey, double, bogey. And it was just a quitting mentality. I knew he was too good for that. So I felt like, it was going to be a good fix. I could call it the way it was. He could be challenged. Look at his breakthroughs, right? From going to college and then learning how to win in college, and then learning how to win big amateur events, state opens, then of course going on to become the national player of the year, and then breaking through into PGA Tour wins. So he was just someone who was an athlete who wanted to be challenged at all times, and you still see that today. He knows it's not a complete. He's not where he wants to be. He still wants to get better, and so that athletic mindset was something that was going to work really well, with me, and certainly well with Rutgers.
When you look back on it, how would you describe his development in the 4 years he played for you in the Scarlet Knights?
I appreciate you bringing that up. I mean, I don't think anybody can deny that his best year in college happened in his 5th year at Oklahoma as the National Player of the Year, and we know that that's always discussed and talked about, and rightfully so. But I do think his development at Rutgers is something that doesn't get talked about too much. He came in as, like I said, a big lump of clay, and he needed to change his body, change his mindset, learn how to win. I think he did that, right? He went from being a 74 scoring average his freshman year to having a 69.89 scoring average his junior year, where he was the Big Ten Player of the Year, an All-American. He's a 2-time academic All-American, so he came away with a world-class education from Rutgers. So, yeah, he developed at Rutgers, and I think that's something that I appreciate you bringing up. He developed in every which way. Personally, he learned how to be, a great teammate. He learned how to be a winner. He learned all these different things he learned at Rutgers, especially learned how to be tough and having to overcome adversity and things like that. And then, of course, what he did his 5th year was just kind of, I think, a culmination of that continued hard work and things like that. But Chris worked really hard at Rutgers, like really hard. Incredibly hard. And he talked about that yesterday when he got done winning, right? And just, you see him get into tears all the time, and he's an emotional guy, but he talked about the hard work, and, we witnessed it. You watched it. He worked really hard, and, he's an athlete, and that's what athletes do. They work really hard.
During the 4 years at Rutgers, what was that moment you recall as a coach, the turning point for Chris as a player that, man, maybe we're just scratching the surface of what he could be?
There's probably a lot of moments along the way, different shots in different tournaments that he would hit that other guys didn't. The sound was always a little bit different, certainly. I wish I remembered more going back, like, oh, wow, this is going to be a top 5 player in the world for sure here one day. You didn't know those things for sure. You just knew that he was a great teammate and a really good player and developing on a nice trajectory. I would say certainly the Notre Dame win, the fall of his junior year. I was with him for most of that tournament. Chris was always great because he was a guy that, as a coach, sometimes you want to be with players, not with other players. He would always welcome, the assistants, and you could talk about fantasy football and things that were going on in other sports and keep his mind off of things. But that was the one where I remember walking by the clubhouse, and I remember he was playing well, but we looked up, and I was afraid for him not to look at that leaderboard because I felt like the leaderboard was wrong. It showed him with like a, 8-shot lead. I'm like, that can't be right. And so sure enough, it was right. He was just going along his business. It was effortless, and he won that tournament by a lot, and that certainly propelled him, to be the Big Ten Player of the Year that year. So
very lightly recruited coming out of Jersey. As you said, you had to mold the clay. What does it say about Rutgers, you as a coach, that you identified something that pretty much the rest of the nation didn't see in Chris Gotterup?
It's interesting. I was thinking about, you think about Chris all the time. There's not a day in my life now that doesn't go by that Chris isn't talked about, and it's a wonderful relationship. We have with him, and I have with him, my family has with him, and Rutgers has with him. But you think about, Chris and where he's from, right? New Jersey, right? What is it? He grew up by the beach. And so, of course, New Jersey, you got all these professional sports teams across the river. And he's a Yankees fan. And you look at all the, you got to work hard to make it in New Jersey. You got to work really hard. You got to be dealing with traffic. You got to be dealing with, you got to work hard in Jersey. And yet he grew up by the beach, right? And it's just the beautiful Jersey beaches, the glove being undone, just just kind of relaxing. So I think Rutgers, of course, it has some of the best beaches in the world, the best mountains, the world-class education. But it's a place, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And I do think, stealing a little bit from the New York song, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But that's certainly what Chris did. He was able to do it in kind of a we're cold weather. School in playing golf, right? And so for him to develop where he did up here at Rutgers, I think it says a lot about how we're able to develop guys. You look at all of our programs at Rutgers, it's a developmental program. We're always developing, trying to win championships. We've got great leadership at the top right now with Kelly Zinn, and we were here to win. Our program's in such a better place right now than it was, unfortunately, when Chris was on the team. He was a part of that beginning, and now, of course, our program's so well positioned with all the programs at Rutgers. So I think he's, Rutgers Nation's so proud of him. You look at all the folks who have come out of Rutgers in different sports and done so well, and now he, of course, is put up at the top of that mantle as someone who developed here and became a winner. And we're just so proud of him at Rutgers to be out there and carrying that block R and what it represents.
You deserve a lot of the credit as well, seeing the potential, helping mold that piece of clay you had as a freshman into now a four-time PGA Tour winner. Rob Shutte, wonderful perspective. Appreciate the time. All the best to you and your team this coming spring.
Thanks so much, Burke. I appreciate it.